GDP is the result of what I call domination economics. And it isn't just capitalism, it's also socialism, really, because both capitalists, both Marx and Smith, like is still taught in economic schools today, well, in their time, caring for people was to be performed for free by a woman in a male-controlled household. So much so that even as late as when Marx wrote in the 1900s, many of the laws still said that a woman, a wife, because most women married, could not sue herself for injuries inflicted on her. Only her husband could for loss of her services. So that's what we've inherited. So GDP, of course, not only includes as, quote, productive work, because both Marx and Smith relegated care work to reproductive rather than productive. All right. So what does GDP include as productive? Activities that actually harm and take life. I mean, selling cigarettes, selling unhealthy fast foods, and the resulting medical costs and resulting funeral costs, they all make GDP go up, don't they? A tree is not part of GDP, even though we depend on trees to breathe, unless it's dead, unless it's chopped down. But not only does GDP include as, quote, productive negatives, it fails to include as productive the activities in the non-market economy, in the natural economy, in the volunteer community economy, and in the household economy, because the system was simply set up to exploit those three. I mean, it was domination economics. So we at the Center for Partnership Systems are developing, well, we launched in 2014 what we called social wealth economic indicators, metrics that show the economic value of investing, the return on investment, if you will, from investing in caring for people starting in childhood and investing in caring for our natural life support systems. And we now have a team of economists working, because there are 24 of these indicators, and that's a lot of indicators, to condense and upgrade them into what we call a social wealth index. And hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have the first prototype of this index. And it is different from other so-called GDP alternatives, which don't focus on this so-called women's work, gender again, right, of caring, but also because it not only looks at where we are, a snapshot of quality of life as it is today, but it also looks at not only outputs, but inputs. What investments are needed for a better quality of life? So, for example, when we've launched the social wealth economic indicators, and you can find out more about them at centerforpartnership.org. The United States, for example, invests less than half the OECD average in family support. And not coincidentally, the United States has the highest infant mortality, the highest maternal mortality, and the highest child poverty rates of any developed nation. I mean, we have to connect the dots, don't we? And again, family, women, children.